Welcome in, everybody. It is Main Street today. Glad that you're with us. We're going to be catching up on some of the updates with the tornado damage around Middle Tennessee. And I know if it did not hit you, you may think there's over coverage, but there's something for you to do. You can help our neighbors, and that's what Volunteer State is all about. We're so glad that you're here with us today. And we've got some special guests on today. But first, we're going to kick things off with a little check-in with Mount Juliet with some holiday goings on right after this.
You know that feeling you get when your team goes big? You can get that same feeling on Zen Sports. When you sign up for a Zen Sports account, you will receive up to a $1,000 no danger first wager. That's right. When you place your first bet in Zen Sports with up to 500 odds, you can be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to a $1,000 maximum within 24 hours if the bet loses. No other sportsbook will offer you a premier sports betting experience with 24/7 customer support and faster withdrawals like Zen Sports. Zen Sports. Betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up and in Tennessee to bet.
Okay, guys, Rocky Lee here, your Parks Director. We teamed up with Big Brothers and Toys for Tots. One thing I want to tell you, check where you're sending your toys, guys. Not all of them go to Wilson County, Mount Juliet. Some of them you're giving to are going out of town. We need you here, Wilson County, Mount Juliet. We thought we had it covered. If you look around, we got enough here for a little over 300 kids. We found out yesterday we need over 650 kids are needing Christmas this year. So that means we're just halfway through. I need 300 something, 8 and up. That's what I'm looking for. I think we've got it covered for 8 and down, but 8-year-olds and up, guys, Mount Juliet, Wilson County, I need you. Bring your toys to Mount Juliet Community Center. Get it to my ladies here. We'll get it out there. Let's make sure every kid in Mount Juliet has a Merry Christmas. I know you'll do it, and hey, God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Well, Mount Juliet has got so much going on, and they're helping out their community with Christmas presents. We're going to be talking, hopefully, with Stefanie Miller shortly, and she's going to check in from Clarksville. That's where she's from. That's her neck of the woods, and there's so many things going on to help our folks in Clarksville. Right now, we're going to take a check with Goodlettsville and see what's happening with them, because all around them, Madison was hit and Hendersonville was hit. Let's take a look.
Marilyn Hucks, Director of Communications for the City of Goodlettsville. Today is Monday, December 11th. Our hearts go out to our neighbors in Hendersonville, Madison, Springfield, and Clarksville, and other affected communities following the tornadoes that ripped through the area on Saturday early evening. There was loss of life and much destruction to homes and businesses. Please check on your neighbors, especially during this time as we enter colder temperatures. The Nashville Electric Service posted just after 8 a.m. this morning that what started as 45,000 customer power outages is now down to 6,000 outages. NES crews worked around the clock in freezing temperatures to accomplish this feat. We're so grateful for these incredible crews. Now for city news. The Goodlettsville Board of Commissioners meets this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. in Massey Chambers. All city board meetings are live streamed and recorded, and you can watch those on the city's website at goodlettsville.gov. We use the Civic Clerk platform, where you will also find all board meeting minutes and agendas and the meeting packets that the board members receive and use during the meetings. Next week, we will be announcing the holiday sanitation schedule changes and also office closures that will be occurring during the holidays. See you next week.
Whew, there's a lot of stuff happening around Middle Tennessee, but when I saw Clarksville, my first thought was for I'm just going to call her my spirit daughter, because she is, and it's Stefanie Miller. And her burg is Clarksville, and you've been on the front lines, my friend. I mean, I get tears in my eyes when I talk about it. I was so worried about you and all of our friends in Clarksville. Tell me a little bit what it feels like there on the ground.
You know, give me 1 second. There's a big truck passing by.
Yeah, sure.
It's really hard to put into words when you're out there and you're volunteering. What is amazing is to see hundreds upon hundreds of volunteers who have turned out to help our community. But out there and just seeing, it's easy to get emotional seeing people's livelihoods just scattered on the ground, and to see the Christmas trees and the wrapping paper. Yesterday I was out with the second group, I think, from Mosaic Church. That's been a big like hub for volunteers to meet, to get out to the impacted areas safely. So everyone stays safe, but going out with that second group and finding pictures, family photos that are there on the ground. And I overheard someone say, let's get some of the items that may still be usable for this family or something that may be particularly special, put them in a separate pile so they just don't get tossed away. This weather happens often in our state.
Yeah.
And it seems now, 2 years ago we had a tornado. This is not something that it's not uncommon for us to see tornadoes and destruction,
Right.
but it never, it's always that same feeling of just despair and, that sense of loss, and, lives were lost. So there is heartache that will not be easily, repaired. Hearts are heavy. In Clarksville, I know 6 people total died. In Clarksville, 2 adults, 1 child. I've seen posts from the child's family, and you don't get past that. You don't. Luckily, the community has turned out for them so they can save some of the items from that child. But it's been heartbreaking yet uplifting to see the turnout, the donations. Devin, the donations, I can't even explain to you the amount of donations that have come in to Northeast High School, YAPAC Outreach. Miss Lucille's did a relief pop-up to Salvation Army, and people just want to keep giving more. They're giving their time and their blood.
Oh, and that's the thing, is that we know that the deaths have been reported, and those are horrible, but we've also got people, that in the hospital that are in need. And it's so emotional, because if you've lost something in a devastating weather event, you relate to this. We're going to be putting up some things. I know that there is a place at Walmart where people are able to go and get food today. There's a pop-up there, but this is one of the pictures I'll share with you. And it was just a mobile home that said, "Thank you all," with a big heart on it. And there's a tree going right through it. And that's just, it's what happens in these kind of weather events. And were you near where it hit?
No, so I was not. We were, I'd say, that was close towards exit 1, northern Clarksville. We live exit 8, so a bit closer towards like Pleasant View. But again, they had a tornado that went through Dixon County, which is where I'm at right now. I talked with White Bluff Mayor Clay Lick, which is right outside of White Bluff. They had some destruction there and homes lost. Talked with her, but again, they're all, rounding together. But I was actually in Chattanooga for a girls' trip. But one of the incredible women with me, where she lives, was right in front of where that tornado passed by. So she was on the phone with her husband, and then her mom and dad live in Woodlawn. And her husband was home with their 2 sons, and their dog and cat. And then her neighbor actually got a picture of the tornado. We shared that on our show on Monday. The tornado coming their way, but again, it went directly behind them and hit that neighborhood back there.
That's the way, that's indiscriminate way that the evil of a tornado, it'll hit a house in a neighborhood and then leave the rest of them gone, fine. And it's just where they touch down like that. So there you are in White Bluff right now.
So I'm in Dixon, right now, but I'm in White Bluff. Yesterday we talked with the White Bluff Mayor, Linda Hayes. She was sharing with us, some things this morning, morning on Mornings on Main Street, how they're coming together. They actually rescheduled their parade. They was set for last Saturday. Then they rescheduled it for Sunday. And then once all the news started coming out Sunday morning, she was like, "Nope, we're not going to do it." But they want to lift spirits. So they have scheduled it now for 4:30 this Saturday.
Okay, good. You know what? That's the thing, is we have to keep our spirits up and give people something to go for. Was there any damage in Dixon?
A little bit, I think, but I was just looking at the Clay Lick area yesterday. I do want to make note, the Red Cross, your Red Cross 1-800 number is a fantastic number for all 11 counties, because the American Red Cross focus, of course, is, international. So the American Red Cross, if there is a need, do reach out to them. But you have local organizations that are ready, people who want to give back, looking to help families. I had the NIA Association reach out to me this morning. They're like, we can do 3 families. Do you have 3 families? We want to take care of whatever they need.
Wow. This is an important thing. This is coming out of Clarksville. Big things to not be scammed. Anybody that was involved in the last tornadoes know that people show up right after, and they're fly-by-night organizations. They see your house in rubble like this, and they say, we can fix everything. Don't be scammed. And there is a place to call, the Tennessee Tornadoes Crisis Cleanup Hotline, and we're going to show this again later in the show. They cut your fallen trees. They help with drywall and flooring removal, tarpings, and things like that. And they're going to be here through December 22nd. And we're going to keep those numbers going. And today, in your area at Fort Campbell Boulevard, I mean, and every time I say Fort Campbell, and they hit, because those people already sacrificed their entire lives for our freedom and for our country. Individual meals they're going to have ready. Operation Barbecue Relief is going to be set up at Walmart on Fort Campbell Boulevard, 11 a.m. until they run out. So they are there now. And you can donate, volunteer, and give. Stefanie, thank you for what you're doing and for being out there, and keep us posted on anything we can do to help. And
I will most definitely.
So who's coming up on your Mornings on Main Street? Who are you going to be talking with this week? A little bit later.
A little bit later this week, we're kind of switching gears and highlighting some other things. So there's some new voting machines in Clarksville that we're going to be looking at. It is the holiday time. I just visited with Boardable 615 out of Dixon. I will be sitting down with an insurance agent, though, going back to the disaster, talking about insurance claims, and possibly, again, looking at scammers, something on scammers, because, again, they are out. It is real. Where you need to go. Again, always check with your Better Business Bureau. That is what they're there for, to make sure that these are reputable businesses. Also, look on Facebook and ask your friends, hey, do you know this person? Do you know this name? You can get a lot of information there. It's, Facebook is, a place to be able to interact and get some information that you need.
It sure is. I'm telling you what, that's where I was getting the most coverage ever, was they were on it and getting those. I mean, and they were using, I noticed all of our weather channels were using, and I recognized the names of the people who were posting locally. And I'm going, well, they're using their footage. So there's some important and good things with social media.
100%.
And one of those is your show, and I love it. So thank you so much for what you do, Stefanie. You be careful out there.
You too. Thank you for all the information. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I just love her so much. And, here at Main Street, we start with a heart, and that's where we are. We go and cover stories, and we are boots on the ground in your local area. And if you have a story or you have something you need us to cover, we are right there. I'm going to go through some things. I know that Springfield was very heavy hit. And right now they are doing some tornado relief donations in the Springfield area, thanks to Bath Fitter and AirTech Advanced Materials Group. They're providing trucks, and they're helping with gathering donations. If you take a look at some of the pictures, now this is from Springfield. I know that you take a look at areas, and people were going to places like, it hit the parking lot where this is the oil change place, the Valvoline place. A lot of people say, well, you feel safe in your car. No. They showed some horrific things. When the flying debris goes through, it just goes right through and pierces the vehicle. So that was not a safe place either. You look at places like Kroger, and they were just, so much of that was just taken down. And so there are going to be a lot of calls for people to be ready to give of your time. And Middle Tennessee ain't nothing more giving than we are. We're going to have a little daily yummy from Chef Chris out at Black Diamond Gourmet. It's a little segment that we shared on our show on Devin's Table on Sunday, how to make an apple tart. They're very, very easy. And we have more coverage coming up. We're going to cover the Madison area. We have some footage from Amara Hull, and we're going to be sharing that coming up in just a Chef Chris, what are we going to do here?
We are going to make some elegant, lovely fall apple tarts today.
Oh, I love apple tarts. This is so cool. So what are our ingredients?
So we have cinnamon and sugar that you actually can make yourself, just regular sugar, and we're just going to stir this all up. And
What's the ratio?
So it's depending on what you like. There's just kind of do it by taste. I'm a very big cinnamon fan, so I have a little bit, probably more cinnamon than sugar. Probably like a half a cup to a couple tablespoons, or maybe 3 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Oh, but oh my gosh, that smells so good.
Yes. And then we're going to do our beautiful Granny Smith apples, and we have our elegant puff pastry, and we're going to create this very simple and elegant that even your kids can make.
Did you make the puff pastry?
So the puff pastry you can get in any grocery store in the freezer section. It comes frozen. All you have to do is bring it to room temperature, thaw it out, and unfold it. You can roll it out a little bit thinner, not too thin, to create beautiful equal 6 squares out of every sheet.
And just any grocery store.
Any grocery store should carry it. Puff pastry in the freezer section, usually where the dessert section is, the frozen desserts. So simple. A little cherry on top, egg wash a little bit. And you can actually put more cinnamon sugar on top if you want. We can do that in a minute too. Make sure I got that cut all the way through. There we go. And the cinnamon and sugar. Of course, kids will be licking their fingers all the time. So simple. Cherry. Egg wash. And the egg wash will help hold the cinnamon on the puff pastry. And if you're wanting to use for dietary needs, other sugars, you can blend other low-cal sugars with cinnamon and use instead for grandma or grandpa that might be diabetic. It's another option for everybody.
So 400
degrees is our oven, and it's been on for a good 30-40 minutes, so our oven is super hot. We're going to pop these in right in the oven and let them cook for about 10 or 15 minutes till they're nice and golden brown. And you want to make sure that your oven is hot. And working with puff pastry, you don't want to open your oven until they're completely brown. Puff pastry has a tendency to collapse. Every time you open the oven, you lose about 25 degrees in your oven, so you want your puff pastry to be in a nice hot oven when they're puffing up.
kind of like biscuits, fast and hot.
Kind of like biscuit, fast and hot. Okay, our apple tarts are ready to come out of the oven. They're nice and golden
Look how
browned.
puffy.
They are all puffed up. So delicious. Our dessert is all plated up nice and hot out of the oven. And with our beautiful caramel sauce, we're just gonna drizzle this right on top of our apples and our puff pastry. And it's gonna make it even more delicious.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Witness more than 1,000 handcrafted Chinese lanterns featuring brand new designs, including towering mythical beasts, a life-sized Santa's workshop, and a 100-foot-long dragon. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Got a lot of people watching today. We're going to be checking in and doing some shout outs, but
this is it, man. This is where my Uncle Matt was, where he stood. It's one of our family's homes. And it's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
that footage is from Amara Hull, and she is from Vet Madison, and she said there has been very little coverage from Madison. And Amara, we want to give you a voice on this show because we shared that from the Hip Madison page. Madison was hit, and there are areas that we're just finding all of the areas hit. And God bless our folks that were helping get all of the power back on. I mean, it was unreal. Over 80,000 people without power, and in freezing temperatures. They're out working. Well, let's do some visits with some of the people who have joined us. Michelle is with us. Hello, Michelle. Good to have you. And Michelle pointed out a little bit later in her comments that a car is the worst place to be in a tornado. It's not going to protect you. There were actual semis that were flipped over. So you just didn't have a chance in that. Leslie is with us. Good to have you, Corinne. Good to have you there. From Buffalo, Leslie, I'm glad that you like our open that with me on the Ferris wheel. It makes me giggle every time because that's why they didn't get me on the zip line out at the zoo. Zoolumination. I know it's beautiful and it's safe and it's wonderful, but it scared me to death. Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. We were part of a wonderful event last night. Jill Riley had her album release concert at the Franklin Theater. It was fantastic. Elizabeth points out Waverly did that after the flood. They gathered together pieces of lives, such as photos, had a location folks could go look for those precious items. And if you want to be part of that solution, if you have some extra totes and you want to go and be part of the volunteer team, coming up, we've got some information about how you can volunteer. And it is so very sad. Our prayers are with those, and we want to help everybody possible. Joyce is also joining us. Prayers for those affected by the storms. Mother Nature is powerful. A big shout out. Jill Riley is so good, and she very much is. And if you get a chance to see her live, I hope that you do. Also from our Franklin Fire Department, practice fire pit safety. This is also a time of year when people love to hang out around their fire pits. They got you've got your inside in. It's cold enough that you can have your fire pit and stay warm around it, but keep fire pits at least 10 feet away from anything that can burn. In other words, don't put it right next to your house. Use a fire pit screen, which helps to contain sparks, embers, and ash. If you see the spark fly out, it can land on a roof. It can cause issues like that. Keep children and pets at least 3 feet away from the fire pit. Accidents happen every year, and that is part of what we like to try to make sure that everybody knows is a little bit of fire pit safety. Again, I wanted to repeat that. If you are looking to be part of a crisis cleanup and you need some crisis cleanup, here is the Tennessee Tornadoes Home Cleanup Hotline, 615-488-1875. They will assist with cutting fallen trees. People, if you have elderly folks who are in your neighborhood, help them. If you see this, make sure that you share this with them. They can tarp your roofs. They help with the mold mitigation. Their services are free, but their service is not guaranteed due to the overwhelming need. The hotline is going to remain open through Friday, December 22nd. And we want to make sure that you know about that. And we want to make sure that if you want to volunteer or be a part of what we're doing, that you are there. Well, if you're in Franklin area, Franktown Open Hearts is an amazing organization, and they've got something very special if you want to see some beautiful Christmas lights.
Ring in the holiday season at the annual Franktown Festival of Lights. Sing along to some of your favorite Christmas classics while enjoying over 200 unique light displays. Plan your visit today for some festive family fun. Tickets are on sale now at franktownlights.com. All proceeds benefit Franktown Open Hearts.
Hello, Franklin. It's Monday. I'm Eric Stuckey, your city administrator, so it must be time for the top 3 things you need to know this week. Of course, I have my handy-dandy Post-it. My list is a little short this week, so we'll get right through it. We're here on the square, beautiful holiday time here in downtown Franklin. We celebrated Dickens of a Christmas. We lit the Christmas tree a little over a week ago. And this Wednesday, we also are going to have a menorah lighting event ceremony at Eastern Flank Battlefield. So some Franklin residents came forward and had a great idea to do this event, and it'll take place at Eastern Flank at 6 o'clock. The ceremony itself, I think, will start around 6:20 or so. Come on down and enjoy that event, that celebration of that aspect of the holiday season. So that's going on, and look forward to seeing folks there. Also, in tune with the holiday season, our police department is still filling their toy boxes. So they've got any new unwrapped toy, just drop it off at police headquarters. You have between now and the end of the week. December 15th is the deadline for that, and we're filling those toy boxes for families in need. This past week, the firefighters wrapped all their presents for the 300-some families that they're helping support as well through the clothing and toy drive that they work on. And for our third and final item, the police department offers a service throughout the year, but might come in handy if you're doing some traveling over the holidays. We do a vacation check service. So you just tell us that you're going to be out of town, and our police patrol folks keep an eye on homes where we know folks are going to be out. So you just go to our website, actually go to franklintn.gov/police, and you'll see a place where you can register, tell us when you're out of town, and our police department, our patrol team will keep an eye on that as well. So that's it for now. Take care, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low-deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage, all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-855-844-0445.
And he scores!
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. At Mid-South Exteriors, our custom sunrooms bring the sunshine in without all the heat and the bugs. And they keep you warm all winter while you enjoy the outdoors all year round. They add real value because we build them like your house to match your house. Or let us save you energy by replacing your windows and old siding. And because we have no retail overhead, we come to you and sell direct to you for less. Call us at 833-8003 or visit us at MidSouthExteriors.com.
And they're very good at repairing roofs, gutters, downspouts, and things, and siding that might have been endangered or destroyed in the tornado. They're amazing. And they're a local company, and they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's my friends at Mid-South Exteriors. I highly endorse them. Be safe, be kind, and remember, you are loved.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and place to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.